What if I told you the first humans were African? Not kings, not queens, but the very beginning of humanity itself. For centuries, history books tried to erase this fact, claiming civilization started elsewhere. But the evidence is overwhelming. Fossils, DNA, and even ancient migrations all point to one place: Africa. And the real story is far more fascinating and controversial than what you were taught in school. After that bold claim, let's look at the evidence. Scientists call East Africa the cradle of humankind. Why? Because here, in the rocky soils of Ethiopia, a discovery shocked the world. In 1974, they found Lucy, a skeleton over 3 million years old. She wasn't like us completely, but she walked on 2 feet. Proof that Africa held the earliest step toward humanity. And Lucy wasn't alone. Fossils in Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa revealed different human ancestors, each older and more advanced than the last. Piece by piece, the puzzle came together. Bones can break, fossils can be doubted, but DNA, it doesn't lie. In the 1980s, scientists studied mitochondrial DNA, the part of our genes passed only from mothers to their children. What they discovered was shocking. Every single person alive today can be traced back to one woman who lived in Africa about 150,000 years ago. They called her mitochondrial Eve. She wasn't the only woman alive at the time, but her DNA is the one we all still carry. Think about that for a second. Whether you're in New York, Lagos, Beijing, or London, we are all connected to the same African mother. Here's the real plot twist. Humans didn't stay in Africa forever. About 60,000 years ago, a small group made the greatest journey in history. They crossed deserts, mountains, and seas, leaving Africa and carrying humanity with them. Step by step, they reached the Middle East, spread into Asia, wandered into Europe, and much later into the Americas and Oceania. Every language spoken, every culture built, every nation formed. It all traces back to those first footsteps leaving African soil. But here's the question. If Africa is the birthplace of humanity, why isn't this the first thing we learn in school? For decades, the spotlight was placed elsewhere. History books praised Greece, Rome, and Mesopotamia, but skipped over Africa's role in the human story. Why? Because acknowledging Africa as the origin challenges the way the world has been taught to see the continent. For too long, Africa was painted as a follower of history, not the foundation of it. The evidence was always there. It just didn't fit the story the world wanted to tell. But here's the part that changes everything. This isn't just history. It's about you. If every human being alive today comes from Africa, then race, borders, and divisions are just illusions. Underneath our skin, we are one family. It also changes how we see Africa itself. Not as a continent of stereotypes, but as the birthplace of everyone. The root of our shared story. The origin of humanity in Africa isn't just a fact in a science book. It's proof that we're all connected, no matter where we live or what we look like. The origin of humanity in Africa is more than science. It's a reminder of who we really are. Every culture, every nation, every face on this planet carries the same beginning. And that beginning is Africa. So when we talk about Africa, we're not talking about them, we're talking about all of us. If this truth matters to you, share it. And for more stories that reveal the side of history they never taught, subscribe to Echoes Africa, because this is where the real story begins.